What is up, guys? Lincoln here, and thank you for joining me for another episode of Dread Captures. I'm off camera this week because I am under the weather a tad bit, but nevertheless, we have an awesome show for you. I hope you enjoy it. Please like, subscribe, share with a friend, and drop me a comment and let me know where you're from because it is hot as heck here in Virginia where I am. Holy cow. Now, let's get into the captures. Okay, so this video was sent to me by a friend who is completely new to the world of cryptids and sent this to me with the message of, I think you'll be interested in this. I didn't have the heart to tell him that I'm pretty sure this is fake, even though whatever this is looks gigantic and it looks like it's going to topple over this paddleboard type deal. Anyhow, if anyone has any proof that this is actually real, that would be great. Yeah, and I also just kind of realized that he might actually hear this, so sorry, Sam. Alright guys, buckle up for a creepy story that'll stop you right in your tracks. A group of bikers ventured into the infamous McCoy mine in Nevada, looking for a thrill. But what they found will leave you questioning everything. They even had this brave kid with them, which you gotta give props to this guy. Anyway, they stumbled upon something truly disturbing. A pile of children's shoes in an abandoned mine. But wait, it somehow gets weirder. Mixed in with these shoes were bones. Animal or human, they couldn't really tell. But the really, truly creepy, chilling part was that these weren't old-timey shoes. These were modern sneakers. There were some Nikes, Adidas, Air Jordans, Vans, the kind of shoes that kids wear today. I mean, I'll just say it, this screams not right on so many levels. Who would collect kids' shoes and dump them in a mine? It's like maybe some creepy collector or even a serial killer using it as a trophy room. But then again, I would think there would be a huge outcry if this many kids went missing from this area. Anyhow, the whole thing is a terrifying mystery. There's no clear explanation that makes sense. It's straight up nightmare fuel. Eventually, the bikers decided to get out of there, and you can't really blame them. Nevertheless, let me know your theories in the comments. I mean, what could possibly explain this unsettling discovery?
Over where?
Now, this is a creepy video here as we see a child leave what she's doing and approach this adult that's videoing this. She points kind of excitedly towards the woods and there's something there. Something catches your eye. Let's zoom in and see what it is. It is definitely unusual. It looks vaguely human-shaped, but kinda off. There doesn't seem to be much of a head, and it's hard to tell if he's even wearing clothes. It's almost like a smoky figure, like almost translucent, but it feels genuine, not like a staged prank. I mean, this is genuinely creepy. I mean, there's no way this is fake. No one would involve a child in something like this, I can't imagine. Then again, with the way things are going these days, you never know. But I digress. It's just hard to say what this could be. It's a good reminder to be aware of your surroundings, especially when kids are around. I'm hoping there's a simple explanation for this, and it's not something more sinister. Let's hope there wasn't anything dangerous lurking in those woods, but it's just a good reminder to stay alert. Now, this story is from a couple years ago, but it is crazy. So this incident transpired in the backyard of a user's home in Atlanta, Georgia. It was late at night and the couple was comfortably settled in their house when their Nest IQ security system alerted them of movement in the backyard. Now, I haven't had much experience with this type of system, but the system is designed specifically to recognize faces. So basically it displays an image of a face and asks if you recognize the person. At precisely 10:54 p.m., the security alert presented a mystifying question. Do you recognize this person? On the screen was what appeared to be a foggy, almost transparent face lurking in the yard. The OP shared their story on Reddit and mentioned that they weren't immediately asserting that the image was of a ghost. Still, they couldn't help but be spooked by the ghostly image. Now, skeptics, once they got a hold of the image, they were like, nah, this is definitely a case of pareidolia, basically the phenomena where the brain sees familiar patterns or shapes in random objects. But the weird part is that this explanation doesn't entirely hold up. I mean, it doesn't account for the initial detection of movement in the backyard that triggered this alert. Basically, alert was triggered and then they have a case of pareidolia? I don't know. But the image has become a hot topic, and opinions are divided. So what do you guys say? Is this a genuine ghost or just an optical illusion? I'll say, in situations like this where concrete evidence is scarce, people tend to interpret things differently. The truth of the matter may never come to light, and individuals must decide for themselves what they believe. Perhaps we'll never know for sure, but I think there's something to this here. Now, volcanoes erupting, it's a force of nature we've all seen on video, but check this out. Something strange is happening high above this smoke. Yeah, did you see that? See that silvery object? It's diving straight for the volcano's opening, and then poof, gone. Just gone in a puff of smoke. Now, this isn't just a random falling object. It seems controlled. Its speed's changing as it's descending. So let's cut to the chase. The million-dollar question, what is it? It's anyone's guess. Could it be a UFO? It's definitely something we can't explain easily. I mean, look at this thing. I thought at the beginning it could have been something that shot out of the volcano, but I feel like the way it vanishes into the smoke, it's just bizarre. Now, if anyone has any more information on this video or a normal explanation for this, please share it in the comments, because right now, the idea of something extraterrestrial seems pretty likely. So this is a rather strange video that didn't come with much of an explanation. This guy, it looks like he takes a puff of some weird smoke. I mean, who knows what it is? But then it's like he disappears into the ground. Just gone. Like the ground gave out. The person who uploaded it says he went to another dimension. That sounds pretty crazy, right? Well, some folks in the paranormal world believe it. They think it's proof of interdimensional travel. Others, well, they think it's a big fake. I don't know what's going on. I mean, yeah, maybe the guy just dropped down a hidden hole, or maybe he did end up in a different dimension, but something's weird about this video. I'll say this. He's either in another dimension or this is just a fake video. But let me know if you have any more information on this. I would be very interested. We've all probably taken some photos we don't want to end up on the internet. Well, mirror selfies can sometimes yield unexpected and eerie results. Take for instance a photograph shared on Reddit by a user named Confident Ebb. The image they uploaded seems to feature an unnerving figure. This figure appears to have dark gray or possibly even black skin. However, the most chilling aspect of this figure is its unusually broad smile. This mysterious entity has been dubbed the San Juan Ghost. The story behind the photo is just as intriguing as the image itself. The Reddit user explained that the selfie was taken by his sister and her friend during their stay in an old house on Brown Island, which is part of the San Juan Islands. When the two girls snapped the photo, they didn't initially see anything out of the ordinary. Yet, imagine their astonishment when they later examined the picture and found the eerie figure in the background. Interestingly enough, this particular house carries a legend of its own. The property owner has shared tales of the home being haunted by Native American spirits. Some have theorized that the figure in the photo resembles what is commonly referred to as a shadow person. As we've been over many times before, shadow people are said to be spirits that are typically in the corner of one's eye and only visible for a brief moment. They kind of dip in and dip out, but you're really questioning if you actually saw something or if it was just your imagination playing tricks on you. Now, what's unusual in this case is that the shadow people are generally believed to stay hidden, like I described. It's not often you catch them on camera. And even more so, the entity in this picture seems to be confidently posing for the camera, making its presence undeniably known. So what do we have here? This kind of eerie blend of legend, modern photography, and mystery. I mean, it leaves many questions. I mean, there is nothing that disrupts a peaceful night at home more than a sudden alert from your security system. But sometimes what the camera captures isn't easily understood. A video uploaded to YouTube by Riri Storytime is a prime example of such mystery. This intriguing footage comes from a camera set up on the front of a house. It's nighttime, nothing's going on. I mean, there's the occasional sounds of the night, but everything is pretty quiet on the home front. Well, unexpectedly, that calm is shattered. A series of unexplained lights dart into the frame, weaving their way between two cars that are parked in their driveway. What's weird is that for a while these mysterious lights cut through the driveway and then seem to hover across the street. They move in a kind of methodical manner. They seem to retrace their path and begin to make their way back from where they first appeared. Strangely enough, at one point it almost looks like they're flying directly through the neighboring house.
Thing over the cars. What the is that? What is that? It's coming back. See
yeah, it is coming back. Let me see.
Look at that. What the is that, man? That ain't no drone. I'll tell you that much. That ain't no goddamn drone.
Wait, I'm trying to see.
Look at that. It's like it goes through the house.
Oh, hell no.
You could hear the homeowners' voices. I mean, they're in the background of this video like, what's going on? They're adamant that the lights don't belong to any type of drone or anything else in the area that they have. And I will say, to be fair, based on the footage, it doesn't really look like any drone I'm familiar with, but it's pretty puzzling. Many viewers have jumped to the thrilling conclusion, could it possibly be an alien spacecraft? I mean, that's a fun theory for sure. But I'd say this single piece of footage doesn't offer enough evidence to definitively say one way or the other. It is, however, an awesome camera capture, and it deserves a little more digging. So the person who shared this video has always felt that her room has had a slightly eerie vibe to it. Basically, she's pretty sure that her room is haunted, and I'd say this footage seems to validate her long-standing suspicion. In the past, she's captured and shared videos that display what she interprets as orbs or unexplained spheres of light. However, this particular recording seems to be on a whole different level of unsettling. Check it out. This footage, taken from her bedroom, distinctly presents a mysterious shadow gliding slowly across her bed. But that's not all. For those with a keen eye, if you look closely, you'll observe another shadow reflected in the mirror situated to the far left of the room. Now, this is especially peculiar because the way that her room is set up, there shouldn't be any source in the room that could cast these type of moving silhouettes. And I mean, honestly, she's taken the time to film her bedroom, so she feels like something's going on in there. Now, the burning question is, could this be video evidence of another shadow person? I mean, these guys are the subject of numerous tales and anecdotes. For skeptics, there may be a perfectly rational explanation, but for those who've experienced this similar phenomena, it might serve as a chilling confirmation of their own encounters. Let me know if you've ever had an encounter with a shadow person. In another curious development on Reddit, a user named Lousy Mouse shared a photograph that has made the paranormal world wonder. The snapshot captures a seemingly ghostly presence, But the creepy part is that it's displayed on a child's bedroom baby monitor. The image itself depicts an almost translucent figure hovering at the photo's edge. You can see it right there on the right side, almost pressed up against the wall. Now, the mom who took this photograph said she took it while her son was deep in sleep. And many have said the spectral outline of what many claim looks like a woman, possibly donned in a nightgown, has been the epicenter of endless debates and speculation. Basically, the air is thick with theories. And there are kind of two camps. Some are saying that this might be a benevolent guardian, perhaps an angel or a spirit standing vigil as the child dreams. That's a cool kind of thought. Maybe it's a past family member, something like that. They argue that this mysterious entity might be there to protect or just watch over this young, innocent soul. Now, of course, not everyone is convinced. Some skeptics point towards more mundane explanations. They theorize that perhaps it's just a shadow cast by some type of object. It could be in a way that tricks your eyes, causing a parabolic type effect. Despite these varying beliefs, there's one undeniable fact. This photograph has piqued the interest of many paranormal investigators, and they are clamoring to get their hands on more visuals of this particular bedroom. What most are really hoping for is a chance to study images captured from the exact perspective, but it doesn't seem like they've been able to do that. As for the mom, she says she's actually battling excitement. She thinks it's kind of cool, but of course there is a hint of anxiety, so more to be revealed.
On Dread Captures, we have covered a number of clips highlighting animals in their natural surroundings. We've heard bobcats and mountain lions mating calls. We've featured deer and elk during their rutting season. The sounds these creatures make are incredibly varied, serving not just as mating calls, but also as warnings of potential danger. Now here's a clip that's rather intriguing. A police officer in Texas stopped at a rest area and managed to record an extraordinary sound coming from the woods nearby. Just listen to it.
Starting to regret that I stopped at this rest stop. And they say Bigfoot isn't real?
The volume of this bellow is striking. It's not just loud, but has an almost otherworldly quality to it. Could this be the call of an exceptionally large stag or elk? Or is there something more mysterious at play here? The police officer who recorded this sound has a tempting suggestion. Could this be the cry of Bigfoot? As much as some insist that Bigfoot is nothing but a myth, this sound certainly makes you wonder. It's a question that lingers and invites speculation. What do you think it could be? In this video, opinions are starkly divided between those who believe what they see and the skeptics. A scene unfolds where a teenager is filming a school project when something weird occurs. The camera seems to catch a glimpse of something or someone staring at him through the window. You'll need to watch closely as it's a brief moment. At one point, the family dog leaps up to fetch a tennis ball, inadvertently pushing the blinds aside. That's when you can faintly recognize half of a face peering through the window. Can you see it? Something is unmistakably peering in at them. Some viewers believe this could be an alien or even Bigfoot. The debate rages on as the face seems to be more than just a reflection. It clearly resembles a face, possibly some sort of humanoid or unknown creature. Some have suggested it might be a hoax, with a fake dummy or statue placed outside the window. But as others have noted, the dog doesn't seem alarmed by the face. Maybe it's just too engrossed in chasing the ball to notice anything else. What adds to the authenticity is the difficulty in staging this. To fake the video, the dog would have to be trained to jump on the couch at precisely the right moment, something that seems unlikely. There's no evidence of any commands given to the dog either. All in all, the video feels genuine and natural. It's a piece that certainly sparks debate and captures the imagination. Whether real or a clever fabrication, and whether it depicts an alien, Bigfoot, or something else entirely, it leaves us with a lingering sense of curiosity and wonder. Leave me a comment and let yours be the one that unravels the mystery. In a chilling piece of security camera footage, something quite unsettling has been captured. Taken in the still, dark night, with no other source of illumination but the camera's IR light, this video has ignited quite a conversation. Let's take a look. What was caught on camera is deeply disturbing and seemingly inexplicable. Some initially thought it might be a flash, perhaps even a vampire, given the eerie trail it left behind. The dark figure that suddenly zoomed into the frame appeared supernatural, and the person whose trail camera caught the image was convinced he was dealing with something far from ordinary. Others, however, were more skeptical, speculating that it could be a shadow of an animal, like a bird or a swooping bat. As much as we want to settle for that mundane explanation, the ghostly appearance and otherworldly speed of the movement leave us questioning any straightforward answers. A well-known cryptid hunter has weighed in on the footage and is almost positive that this is evidence of the elusive Mothman. For those unfamiliar, the Mothman is a legendary creature reportedly seen in the Point Pleasant area of West Virginia. Described as a man-sized entity with glowing red eyes and wings like a moth, it has been associated with ominous events and disasters. The sightings and lore around the Mothman have created a significant mystique, making it a popular subject in cryptozoology and paranormal studies. So, what's your take on this footage? Could it be a mere shadow or something more supernatural like the Mothman? The enigmatic nature of the video and the varying opinions make it all the more intriguing. Feel free to share your thoughts. In February 2021, a Brazilian news broadcast was conducting an interview live on air when they inadvertently captured something truly mysterious on film.
Muitas pessoas aí estão me procurando, né? Devido à imagem que parece uma nave espacial.
The mysterious unknown object flies by in the background.
Então, acho que sem querer a gente pegou alguma coisa que a gente não sabe ainda o que é, não é isso, Arsenio?
When the show went on, thousands of Brazilian locals noticed the strange object again, writing into the station. Before long, the mysterious sighting made worldwide headlines with news outlets speculating on what it might be. Let me know what you think this is in the comments. A man found himself stranded in the remote Russian wilderness after his truck gave out on him. Facing freezing temperatures, he ventured into the unfamiliar landscape, seeking help. It wasn't long before an unsettling feeling overcame him, and he began to believe that something or someone might be trailing him. What do you make of this mysterious circumstance? Share your thoughts and theories with me. A man was taking a leisurely hike in the mountains, appreciating the serene beauty of the nearby lake and the majestic mountain trails. It was the kind of tranquil day that anyone would find calming. However, this peaceful day took a startling turn when he detected a noise behind him. Fortunately, his keen eye spotted a mountain lion stealthily tracking him, most definitely seeing him as potential prey. Realizing that he was being pursued by the mountain lion, fear gripped him, and he began to run for his life.
Oh, shit! Hey!
In a desperate attempt to fend off the predator, the man let out a loud roar, pulling out all the stops in hopes to get the lion to stop. Astonishingly, this raw human roar managed to halt the big cat in its tracks. It was indeed a fortunate escape on what could have been a very unlucky day. In the following footage, we introduce you to an inquisitive bear. This particular bear has made an appearance on this trail camera more than once, leaving us wondering what exactly it was doing there. One thing is clear though, the bear wasn't a fan of being watched. Deciding to take action, it used its powerful paws to attack the camera, biting and tearing at it until it was completely demolished. The bear's aggressive dismantling left no trace of its presence, and as the video abruptly ends, it becomes apparent that the camera was torn to shreds by this fierce creature. This leaves us without any further footage of the animal, leading us to believe that perhaps, like us, bears also appreciate their privacy. Jacob Gardner, while exploring last week, couldn't shake the feeling that he was being watched.
Something was like in the trees, kind of like going from tree to tree, so I figured like maybe it was a bigger bird or something.
Working near hiking trails in La Crucenta, Jacob decided to take a video on his phone during his afternoon break. The spot was not far from the highway and a nearby YMCA. However, it was only later that he realized what he had recorded.
It totally hit me that like that's must have been what I heard and what was making me feel a little bit uneasy at the time.
We've slowed down the video for a closer look, and you can see something swinging high among the trees. A local CBS news station presented the video to a fish and wildlife expert for review.
It looks like an ape, and it definitely could possibly be an ape.
Here's what he had to say. Despite being close to a freeway, the area is not completely devoid of wildlife. Sightings of deer and smaller animals are common, but an ape? There have been no previous reports of an ape being spotted in the area. Some comments left on the video say that it is definitely an ape. Others think it's a baby Sasquatch, while some naysayers believe it to be simply an odd angle of tree branches blowing in the wind. What say you guys?
Well, is it a legend, a folk legend, or has a local farmer actually found proof of the mysterious chupacabra, an elusive animal said to feed off the blood of livestock? Well, that question has residents in Nelson County buzzing after a farmer captures the unusual animal. So far, it can't be explained. WLKY's Ann Bowden went to Nelson County and to see the farm and see the animal herself. She joins us now with more. And Ann, before you get going, was it as unusual as residents are saying it is?
Rick, I really cannot explain it. It is hard to explain it. And unless you see it in person, pictures really don't do it justice. It is just freakishly weird. And you don't know how to explain it, whether it's a chupacabra or not.
The discovery occurred when the farmer, Mark Catherine, noticed something strange in his field.
I saw something move down in this little field below the house here, and it just looked unusual.
The creature came closer to Mark's farmhouse, prompting him to take a better look through his binoculars. His wife joined him, but the more they observed, the stranger it appeared.
Strange, so I'm going to get my rifle and shoot it and get a close look, you know. And I'm glad I did because it's, you know, I don't know what it is. It's been anything from a big rat to the legendary chupacabra.
Many times these chupacabra sightings end up being a dog or coyote with mange, and that makes sense. However, some time back, a lady in Texas killed one and had its DNA tested, and it came back as an unknown species. Really makes you wonder what we're dealing with here. Here's a delightful clip that showcases two charming baby fawns sprawled on a gravel road. These innocent creatures seem to believe they're hiding from the human filming them, who they likely view as a threat. Yet, their attempt at concealment is amusingly ineffective, as they're quite noticeable. Nevertheless, it's an incredibly cute and amusing moment to witness. These fawns are seen bedding down, lying as low and motionless as possible. Whether it's an innate behavior or something learned from their mother, their intention is to remain undetected. If you've ever been in the woods and had a deer suddenly leap up beside you, you know how startling it can be. But it's also remarkable how close these creatures can let you approach before they decide to move. This leads to a couple of intriguing questions. If you were to come across these two baby fawns on the road, What would your reaction be? And what's your theory on how they found themselves in this unusual situation to begin with? In the scenic woods of Oregon, a group of musician friends were enjoying a jam session when an unexpected incident took place. In the midst of their playing, a small creature suddenly launched an attack, striking one of the friends, Derek, on his shoulder. The instruments fell silent as everyone stared in shock at the tiny assailant. It was a bat, and it had hit Derek with a soft thump, then proceeded to climb up his body. The group watched, horrified, as Derek felt the cold snout of the bat and its tiny but sharp teeth sink into his neck, perilously close to his jugular vein. In a desperate move, Derek managed to throw the bat off, only to see it fly into a nearby tree, where it continued to watch them, eerily silent. Though shaken, the friends tried to dismiss the incident as a one-time freak event and resume playing. But the bat was not done. It made 2 more aggressive swipes at Derek. That was enough for one of his friends, who took a BB gun and shot the bat. The friends collected the dead bat and took it to the local health department for testing. The results confirmed their worst fears. Derek had been bitten by a rabid bat. The following days were filled with anxiety and discomfort as he underwent a series of rabies shots. This chilling encounter serves as a cautionary tale and a reminder that even a casual outing can turn into something far more serious. It's an experience the group is unlikely to forget, and it leaves us with a lingering sense of unease about what can lurk in seemingly peaceful surroundings. With the rise of artificial intelligence, it's getting harder to tell what's real and what's fake. Consider this image, for example. It looks genuine and might very well be. Here's the story. A hunter put a hidden camera in a tree and left it there for weeks or even months. When he checked the footage, he found something truly unsettling. An unknown hairy creature on all fours. What do you make of it? To me, it might be a young Sasquatch. It's on all fours and covered in hair, like you'd expect from a Sasquatch. But its legs and lower half seem slimmer than others I've seen. Without more footage or different angles, though, we can't be certain. What do you think? Could this be a juvenile Sasquatch or something else entirely? I'd love to hear your thoughts, so please share them in the comments. A man recently submitted a video to a channel, claiming that his trail camera caught a skinwalker transforming back into its human form. Let's take a closer look. In the footage, we can see a forested area with what appears to be a human figure, specifically a man, covered in mud and centered in the frame. He seems to be moving from left to right. The scene is puzzling. It's not something you'd typically expect to find. After all, who would be wandering around this area naked, coated in mud, unless they were in the process of shifting from a wild creature back into human form? Now, I know that sounds bizarre, but we've witnessed plenty of unexplainable things in our world, so I can't entirely dismiss the possibility. We're inclined to think that the person who submitted the image may be onto something and could very well be telling the truth. Unfortunately, we don't have information about where the image was captured. So, what's your take on this? Could we be looking at a real-life skinwalker in the midst of transformation? Or perhaps it's just a human caught in an unusual situation in the woods. There's always the chance that it's an elaborate hoax, too. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this mysterious occurrence. Caught on dash cam in the midst of a blizzard in Buffalo, New York. Is a sighting that will stop you in your tracks. As you direct your attention to the right side of the screen, an unusually tall and slender figure emerges from the snow's cover. Some believe this to be the Slender Man, a mythical entity characterized by its towering height, featureless face, and elongated arms, often associated with the stalking, disappearance, and general terror of its victims. The authenticity of this capture remains a hot debate. Personally, the extended reach of the creature's arms and its lack of effort to conceal itself raise my suspicions. However, the intrigue surrounding the sighting is undeniable. So I want to hear from you. What's your take on this eerie encounter? Is it a genuine glimpse of the legendary Slender Man, or just a clever fabrication, real or fake? Share your thoughts in the comments below.
A couple captured this intriguing image while they were renovating their mobile home. Picture this. Over several weeks, you hear odd sounds at irregular intervals. At night, you can't shake the feeling that someone or something is peeping into your home through the windows. It's unnerving, to say the least. You have no concrete evidence, just this looming sense of unease. So, you decide to set up a camera near the window, hoping to catch the cause of your discomfort. After a while, you muster the courage to review the footage. Your heart skips a beat when, on the screen, you spot a mysterious figure that you hadn't expected. Looking closely, the facial features hint at the possibility of it being Bigfoot. But then you wonder, are there any other creatures with such distinctive characteristics? What makes this even more puzzling is the fact that, according to the couple, there aren't any apes or similar large primates known to inhabit that region. This leads to even more questions. If it truly is Bigfoot, are these elusive beings becoming less cautious, allowing themselves to be seen more often? Or is there a deeper, possibly hidden agenda that we're yet to discover? This unsettling video, which has been buried through the years, was posted on the YouTube channel Anything Whatever. As a couple plus one drive through the isolated forests near Provo, Utah, the person recording and their companions felt an eerie sensation of being watched from the shadows of the trees. Trusting their gut, they swiftly turned their car around and began filming, anticipating an unexpected development. Here's the chilling scene they captured deep within the dense woods.
Right around this corner, I think. Like right here somewhere.
Oh, look, right there, right there. Stop, stop, stop. Back up, back up. It was right there. I just saw it.
Yeah, I saw it too.
Gosh. Watch out, you're like going off the road. Like right here somewhere. Oh, look, right there, right.
Navigating through the nearly impenetrable darkness, the car's headlights briefly reveal an entity standing precisely between two trees, just as Anything Whatever had described. This being appears robust and is covered in thick fur. What's more unsettling is its gaze, which seems to fixate on the passengers, yet it doesn't attempt to hide as they drive past. The video is titled Bigfoot Sighting Near Sundance, Utah, and many viewers are convinced they're seeing the legendary Bigfoot in action. However, the question remains, is this a genuine glimpse of the mysterious Bigfoot? Let me know what you guys think, and if you've seen this video before. It's not every day that someone snaps a vivid image of a potential supernatural entity. However, Jerry Moran, a mother from Derry, Northern Ireland, managed to capture an astonishing yet eerie image during a forest hike. Eager to immortalize memories of her family outing, Jerry took several photographs of her loved ones. But upon reviewing the pictures at home, she was taken aback by an unexpected discovery. The photo in question showcases Jerry's children enjoying their time in the forest. But upon closer inspection, an unfamiliar figure can be spotted right before her son Finn. Recalling her experience, Jerry mentioned, quote, "After our walk, I was looking through all the photos I had taken and noticed a kind of shadow or disturbance in front of my son Finn." She continues, "When I looked closer, I couldn't believe what I saw. It looked like a man to me. It looked like a soldier standing there beside the tree. none of us saw anything when we were walking past the tree. There was nothing there to see the kids didn't notice anything and weren't afraid or anything. It really freaked me out when I saw it at home. On my phone, the kids want to head back out again. This week for a walk, once the photograph gained traction on local media outlets. Dairy historian Ken McCormack shed light on its significance. He highlighted that the very spot where this eerie silhouette appeared used to be a post for the British military in the early 20th century. Ken opined that the shadowy figure bore a strong resemblance to a military officer from that era. So, the question arises, did Jerry Moran inadvertently photograph the spectral image of a bygone soldier? Share your thoughts below. This image sure looks normal at first glance, but a second and third look, and you'd realize that there is nothing normal about it. At first, it looks like a coyote. You look closely and realize that although it does look like a coyote, it has features that are somewhat reminiscent of a wolf. Despite the blend of features, it's not a coy wolf either. You look at its eyes and you'd realize that they're not a normal color you'd expect from such a canine. It almost looks possessed, as though there were some other entity possessing its body, or perhaps another being had shape-shifted and taken its form. Many that have seen it believe it to be a skinwalker. A mother deer used to hang around the trail cam where this was captured until this strange thing started showing up. At the beginning of the video clip, the camera slowly zooms into a picturesque cluster of trees that you might typically find in any woodland area, but within a few moments, the scene shifts from serene to surreal. Suddenly, from the depths of this forest, a bizarre figure emerges. It seems almost otherworldly, a puzzling entity perched high on a tree branch. At a quick glance, this figure bears a resemblance to a human, but its features are indistinct, making it difficult to clearly identify. Encountering such a sight in person would likely send anyone in fear. Now, here's where it gets even more intriguing. The video is purportedly a screen recording from Google Maps. That's right. According to the person who uploaded the clip, this revelation has sparked heated debate among viewers. Some are convinced that the video has captured evidence of a supernatural entity. They argue that there's something out there that defies our understanding. On the other hand, skeptics dismiss the entire thing as absurd. They contend that it's implausible for Google Maps to capture such anomalies in a forest setting. So, the question remains, is this a genuine glimpse into the unknown, or just a curious quirk of technology? The camera captures a moment so delicate and silent, it makes even the faintest whisper sound, as jarring as a plate shattering on the floor. Suddenly, and seemingly out of thin air, a figure dashes into view, racing swiftly to the right. Its destination? That remains unclear. This mysterious entity has a figure that's both haunting and fascinating. It bears a spooky resemblance to a ghost, but with legs that stretch long, reminiscent of those on an ostrich or perhaps a flamingo. Upon closer inspection, the oddity intensifies. This figure doesn't seem to have an upper body at all. Instead, its form looks as ghostly and intricate as a spider's web floating in the breeze. Despite its unusual and eerie appearance, the figure moves with a purpose. It strides forward with an air of confidence, exuding a sense of power. This raises so many questions. What is this strange being? Where is it headed? And most importantly, what could possibly explain its very existence? Could this be some cryptic creature from folklore? Or perhaps, considering the season, it's merely an individual in an ingeniously crafted Halloween costume? If it's the latter, then kudos to the creator. Let me know your thoughts. Today's intriguing footage hails from the Japanese paranormal channel, Fourth Wall. A man sent a video to the Fourth Wall crew, sharing that after rescuing a stray cat previously owned by his home's former inhabitants, strange events began occurring. He gifted the cat to his acquaintances, the Kimuras. However, just a few months later, due to unsettling incidents in the residence, the Kimuras chose to relocate. It was said that the house had a sinister history, spanning 2 decades, with tales hinting that an earlier dweller may have been under a possessed spirit. It was also said that a man met his demise near the door in question. Determined to document the eerie occurrences, the man placed cameras around the house, particularly focusing on the notorious door linked to the tragedy from 2 decades prior. The initial recording showed a paper eerily slipping off a shelf. Disturbed by these happenings, the Kimuras left. They couldn't stand it anymore, and ultimately this left the house deserted. However, the owner's recording endeavors continued. A few nights in, the static camera captured a particularly haunting scene. A door gently swung open on its own, revealing a ghostly white figure in the doorway. Blown away, he began examining all the video clips from the time the Kimuras inhabited the place. During his review, he stumbled upon a spine-chilling moment. The footage showed Mr. Kimura entering the living space, then peculiarly standing still for about 2 minutes. Bizarrely, he later squatted next to the infamous door. As one of their cats sauntered in, it seemingly disregarded Mr. Kimura as if he wasn't truly himself. He eventually exited the area. A side note when asked about the video, Mr. Kimura had no recollection of this. Many who viewed this unsettling video on YouTube speculated that the dwelling might be haunted by the soul of the individual who died there 20 years ago. Some even theorized that the ghostly figure was a malevolent being that might have taken over. Mr. Kimura echoing the event from 20 years back. Is the residence truly cursed? Did he indeed capture supernatural phenomena on camera? I'm very curious about what you guys think. Have you ever seen Jurassic Park? If yes, then you understand the captivating yet daunting portrayal of dinosaurs. The movie seamlessly merges fantasy with the chilling reality of prehistoric creatures. Take, for example, a video that's been making rounds on the internet. This clip displays what seems like a shadowy figure of a large winged being. At first glance, you'd think it's just a typical bird due to its wingspan and protruding beak. However, upon a detailed view, it eerily mirrors the flying reptiles seen in Jurassic Park. Remember those menacing creatures that attacked planes and grabbed unsuspecting humans from the sky? They're called pterodactyls. Dinosaurs have always been a hot topic of conversation and speculation. There's concrete proof of their existence, with numerous fossils affirming their era on this planet. Yet, the common belief is that they perished several million years ago. However, some skeptics debate their total extinction. A few even reference theories like the Hollow Earth idea, positing that these ancient beings might secretly inhabit hidden regions. Which leads to the speculation, could the entity in the footage be a descendant of the pterodactyl, or is it merely a clever ruse? Let me know what you guys think. Personally, I've never heard of the Hollow Earth idea. Have you guys? By now, the idea of extraterrestrial life shouldn't really surprise us. This footage from California captured a captivating event in the night sky. Brilliant lights illuminated what appeared to be an aircraft, or more accurately, one craft seemingly separating from another. The distinct shapes of the two crafts stood out, their contours defined by the radiant lights they emitted. Observing the speed and maneuvers of this craft, it's challenging to believe that it's a product of human engineering. The agility and unique nature of the movement aren't like anything we've seen from human-made aerial vehicles. This leads us to ponder the tantalizing possibility. Might this be an aircraft from another world? Could we, in fact, be witnessing genuine extraterrestrial technology in our own skies? The very thought raises a myriad of questions. Why are they here? Is this a one-time visit, or have they been observing us for a while? And if these are actual aliens, what could they possibly want? While the footage from California provides no definitive answers, it certainly stokes our curiosity. The photo in question was taken by a young girl sitting next to another woman. At first, they didn't think much of the snapshot, but when they looked at it later on, they were in for a shocking surprise. Floating just above the young girl's head was the image of another head, which bore the appearance of an elderly man. His eyes, eerily empty, stared back at them. One might wonder, could this be the spirit of a doting grandfather visiting from the afterlife to spend a brief, tender moment with his beloved granddaughter? However, when the image is inspected closely, the ghostly representation of what appears to be a grandfatherly figure seems too perfect. It's so well detailed that it's reminiscent of high-quality editing work, the kind you'd see in movies. But despite the possibility of it being fabricated, the unsettling feeling the picture gives can't easily be dismissed. There's an undeniable eeriness about it that lingers long after you've seen it. A TikTok user uploaded this video clip. The description accompanying the video simply stated, "Found this in the middle of nowhere." In the video, as the scene unfolds, you see what appears to be a lone figure positioned in the midst of the road. The setting is eerily silent, and the surroundings seem desolate, almost as if the place had been forgotten by time. The intent of this figure is puzzling, as it seems to be making an effort to redirect an approaching car, guiding or perhaps warning it to choose a different path. When you take a closer look, the figure itself is, well, unsettling. Its skin appears pale, almost ghostly. It possesses a thin stature, but what's particularly unnerving are its long, outstretched arms, seemingly reaching out for something. Coupled with an oddly shaped head, the figure looks otherworldly. To put it plainly, it doesn't resemble any human I've ever seen. Although the exact location of where this video was shot remains uncertain, one thing is clear from the environment. It's an isolated, perhaps even forsaken location. The kind of place where stories and legends are born. Many questions arise from watching this clip. What is this figure? Why is it there? And what was its intent? A Reddit user recently posted a photo that caught a lot of people's attention. The photo was taken using Samsung's advanced night vision technology. The person who uploaded the picture mentioned hearing odd sounds in their apartment, especially coming from the kitchen area. Sounds like tapping and the opening and closing of cupboard doors have been keeping them on edge. Adding to the eerie vibe, the apartment building itself dates back to the 1970s and has a bit of a sketchy reputation. At first glance, the photo looks like any other ordinary snapshot, taken in complete darkness except for some faint external light filtering in from outside. But thanks to Samsung's advanced technology, the photo appears much clearer and brighter than you'd expect for a picture taken in the dark. However, things get interesting when you zoom in and manually brighten the image even more. Hidden in the shadows, an unsettling figure begins to appear. The image shows a man with long hair and a beard dressed in a dark coat. It's enough to creep you out. Night vision devices work by using something called image intensifier tubes. These tubes amplify whatever ambient light is available, allowing for much clearer and brighter images even in low light conditions. This technology is commonly used in various scenarios like nighttime surveillance, search and rescue missions, and covert operations by first responders and other professionals. So,
The question now is, could this mysterious figure be the source of all the strange noises that the person has been hearing in their apartment? It's a compelling thought and has certainly sparked a lot of discussion among those who've seen the image.